Hey, hello guys. We got a CF Moto 400. I found absolutely zero videos on the internet of how to flush the coolant system. All right, so long story short, it's 100 degrees out here in Alabama. All right, so it seems at some point it was leaking. I don't have the full story or whatever, but they put stop leak in the coolant system. And there's zero on the internet about this or like any kind of how to do on any of it. So when I do the top end on the other one, the CF Moto, I'll record that one as well. But let's get to it. First of all, you gotta take all this horrendous plastic off. I am not a fan. It's so much plastic. And they're all held on with these. Thankfully, they're all the same size. Always start with a clean work area. Can't tell you how many times I've gone to work on a bike and had a dirt clod drop into where I was working. So we're going to clean this up a little bit better. I pressure washed it once already. Now that I have all the plastic off, I'm going to pressure wash it again. All right, so got to clean. Cleanliness is next to godliness. All right, so we can see the lower radiator hose coming from the radiator. So so the radiator actually cools it down. When it gets to the bottom, it goes down into the pump. So the pump should be right behind here. So I'm hoping that I can take the pump off, all the radiator hoses, flush the motor out so it circulates through the motor to keep it cool, and then spits it out the other side to be cooled again. I can't reach the other hose, so I think unfortunately I'm going to take more of this plastic crap off. There's just so much plastic, it's ridiculous, but I can't see the top of the hose. I also can't get to the radiator, so probably have to take it off. I got indigestion. 13 millimeter, took off here, 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 and here, and was able to lift it up. I think typically there's something on the bottom side here, but whatever it was missing on this model or this person's. So I'm gonna keep tearing the front end down until I can get to the radiator. All right, so there's literally so much stuff bolted to the front of this. There's no way I'm gonna be able to, well, there is a way. I could tear this whole front end of the four-wheeler down, or I can use the access parts that I have here and try to get up under there. I can disconnect the hose, I think, from underneath, and we need to flush the coolant system. So I've got access to the radiator. I'm going to take the pump off right here. That way we'll have access to the bottom of this line. I'm gonna flush this line out separately. And then we're gonna push in directly from the pump into the motor and try to squeeze out some of that stop leak crap in the engine. All right, so first we gotta drain the coolant. Anytime you see a crush washer like that, a copper crush washer, it's meant to be taken on and off and the whole fluid. So we're gonna take that off first. Let it drain and miss completely. It actually looks pretty good. All right, here we go. Took off the bolts, pulled it out, and then this is what we have in the coolant system. So never use stop leak, ever. Sometimes it'll stop the issue or the plug. The rest of the time it'll cram in there and mess up your entire coolant system. Most likely the radiator. It's got the smallest holes. So we're gonna flush all this out and through the motor. All right, since I got that end done, I'm gonna disconnect right here with some pliers. All right, so it's on there pretty good. So we're gonna have to, there's two ways to usually get these loose when they're stuck like that. You can take a pair of, or not even a pair, take a screwdriver, push off that way, or you can use your hand and twist it back and forth until it breaks the seal that it has there. All right, so here's what I've got now. I got the lower tube off the pump. So I'm gonna spray up in the pump. And then I got the top radiator hose off. It's actually on the same side, so I don't have to take it all apart. I'm gonna spray up in the motor and have it come out of the top here. I'm just gonna spray through this line. And then I think the hardest part is gonna be the radiator there. I can get to the top. So I'll try to blast it through. If not, I've got a pressure washer I can use to blast it through. I'm just so afraid that's going to tear up some of the aluminum. All right, here we go. Spray some of that first. Go straight up in here. Woo! It sprayed all over me. It's not going. Actually, it is. I'm gonna keep doing that until I get it to come out of this hose here. I need to put my phone down so I can get it wet though. So I'm getting some help here from my son. Back up just a little bit, it's getting water all over it. So I'm gonna spray in the upper radiator hose. It'll go through the motor and come out the pump. See it's coming out of the pump. Back up, back up, back up. See it's coming out of the pump at the bottom of the motor. Yeah, I had to get some help for that. All right, I'm gonna spray through this hose. One side out the other. All right, let's push it back over here. I'm gonna button it all back up. Whew, it's hot. Button it all back up. I think I got the radiator cleaned out. Top line on the top, bottom line on the bottom, obviously. Put the pump back on here. And I'll put some coolant in it and we'll fire it up and see if it stays all right. Look at that.